Maayong aga. Maayong aga sa tanan. Nalipay gid ako na nga ari kita diri sa Bacolod. Special ini para sa akon kay kami nga mga Ontiveros, taga Western Visayas gid. Mostly sa Panay kag damo mga paryente namon diri sa Negros. Isa na si Vice Mayor Justin, primo ko. So, hindi lang official trip ini para sa akon. It really feels like coming home. As a proud Ilongga, happy gid ko nga upod kamo sa historic nga anti-political dynasty bill. So, salamat gid for being here. So, hindi na po lingid sa kaalaman natin ang mga pinsalang dulot ng sistema ng dinastiya. Kung saan nangingibabaw ang konsentrasyon ng kapangyarihan sa iilang pamilya, madalas matatagpuan rin ang korupsyon, kahirapan at kakulangan ng pananagutan o accountability. Sa halip na serbisyo publiko sa ordinaryong Pilipino, personal na interes at pakinabang ang madalas na nagiging sentro. Nandito po tayo ngayon para baguhin ito, no? Subong. At maghanap ng konkretong alituntunin para labanan ang sistema ng dinastiya. So, may tatlong core issue, Subong, na dapat harapin. So, ito yung ating slide 1. Issue na magbibigay buhay at saysay. So, una, ang degree of relationship. O kung gaano kalayong kapamilya ang sakop. 4th degree ba? 3rd degree ba? 2nd degree ba? Pangalawa, ang scope of prohibition o ang sakop ng mga posisyon sa gobyerno. Hiwalay ba dapat ang pagbilang ng pamilyang pinagbabawal para sa national positions? Presidente, vice-presidente, senador. At hiwalay rin ba ang sa LGU officials? Saan din natin bibilangin ang district representative? Local ba? National ba? Pangatlo, kung successive o simultaneous ang prohibition. Dito naman pag-uusapan kung dapat sabay-sabay lang ba ang bawal o pati ang sunod-sunod na paghawak ng posisyon ng mga pamilya. So ito po yung mga pamangkot na gusto naming ikonsulta sa inyo. Ang kinahanglan po natin ay isang kontra dinastiya na praktikal at may pagkakasundo. Isang panukalang, of course, sumusunod sa konstitusyon, dinig ang mga concern ng iba't ibang sektor, inuuna ang kapakanan ng botante, kayang aktwal na ipatupad sa mga konkretong sitwasyon sa mga komunidad. So kasama po natin ngayon ang ilang panelists mula sa mga lokal na pamahalaan, ahensya ng gobyerno, akademiko, kag civil society. So sa tulong po ninyong lahat, buong pininiwala ko, ipapasa po natin ang batas kontra dinastiya. Damogid nga salamat sa inyong atanan. Okay, so now, na-recognize na ni COMSEC yung ating resource persons. So hilingin ko po sa mga kaupod ko dire na magbigay ng kanilang presentasyon o tingin dun sa anti-political dynasty bills at kung kaya within 5 minutes each. Okay. So at pagkatapos nila, bubuksan po natin yung open forum para marinig naman ang inyong mga pananaw, inyong mga pamangkot, inyong mga suhestyon, pati mga oposisyon nyo tungkol sa kontra dinastiya bill kung anuman. Okay? So, yan po ang ating pag-uusapan buong aga sa ating mga panelists. Kasi sabi nga ni Gat Jose Rizal, di ba? Kayong mga kabataan ang pag-asa ni Inang Bayan. Okay, so Subong, open ang atong open forum.
First of all, Honorable Risa Hontiveros, honorable guest speakers, and to everyone here, good morning. My name is Prayance Joel Humauas. I am from the College of Industrial Technology, Architectural Drafting Technology. Studies in the Philippines have shown that provinces dominated by political dynasties have often experienced higher poverty rates and weaker political competition. Ina-argue po ng mga critics na ang dynasties ay nagiging ugat ng patronage politics at pag-reduce ng accountability. While the supporters of dynasties naman, pinaglalaban nila na ang political families ay mas eksperyensado at nag-o-offer ng continuity sa pamamahala. So, my question, Senator, is, how do you respond to the argument that political dynasties, while concentrated in power, can also provide continuity and experience in governance? How does this bill address this perceived advantage?
The bill really seeks to balance, match, and at least for the first years ng implementation, the first elections after enabling the law, to offset yung undue advantage over time na nag-accrue lamang sa mga political dynasties. And of course, dahil sila yung pinaka nagkaroon ng pagkakataon, tumakbo, mag-serve, tumakbo ulit, of course, ang yaman ng karanasan doon, ang lalong tumaas yung skill set. Gusto ng batas, alinsunod sa konstitusyon, buksan yung ganyang pagkakataon sa mas malawak pa na hanay ng mga mamamayan. That's why importante, like sinabi ng ating mga panelists, magkaroon ng consensus or compromise in the final law sa anong degree natin i-a-apply yung ban. Sa fourth or third degree ba, tulad ng sinabi ng dalawa sa panelists natin, or sa third or second degree lang muna, tulad ng sinabi ng ibang panelists natin. Succession lang ba ang ibaban, tulad ng sinabi ng ilang panelists natin, or both succession and simultaneous? Tapos, paano yung between national and local ba? Dapat ba may ban? Or national lang ba? Or local lang ba? And what do we do about the party list? Hindi ba dapat din may ban between a dynasty occupying both a national and a party list position, or a local and a party list position?
I'm Nina Villalobos from the Technopacer Alihis. Over the years po, we've seen several versions of the anti-political dynasty bill filed in both the House and the Senate. And across these bills po, yung definition ng political dynasty ay magkakaiba, especially when it comes to the degree of consanguinity and affinity. In your view po, up to what degree po ng family relationship yung mas dapat, yung mas reasonable and practical to implement?
Sa sarili kong bill, sa bill ng akbayan sa House, fourth degree. So, para sa akin, yun yung dapat, yun yung ideal. And bilang isa sa mga authors sa Senate, yun yung ipupush ko. At the same time, gaya ng sinabi ni, maybe it was Attorney Ortiz also, or Rep. Gary, Subong, I'm the chair of the Committee on Electoral Reforms. I'm working with 6 bills na iba't iba ang prescription. Fourth degree, third degree, second degree. So dadaan kami sa consensus building or compromise making sa bill. I'm sure ganon din sa House, kaya they have 22 bills there. Ang sa akin lang, whatever will be our final form, yung tingin kong dapat or ideal na fourth degree, or maaring sa mas marami sa colleagues ko, mas practical or mas reasonable at this point in time, third degree or second degree. Basta ang importante sa akin, magkaroon kami ng batas na impactful, may kwenta. Hindi isang lei na walang kwenta. So something na hindi man makuha yung complete change that we want now, isang magandang simula. Magkakaroon ng impetus or momentum, yung pag-democratize ng political system natin among citizens na gustong ipresenta ang sarili to run and to serve in government. In future Congresses, hindi man natin makuha yung ideal or dapat or perfect na leis sa ngayon, future Congresses can file more bills to evaluate, amend, improve. And then, hindi naman mananatiling the same ang society natin during those years. Mag-e-evolve din siya, hopefully, politically, economically, culturally. So, mag-shape din ng policy environment. Okay. Ms. Matet, you have the floor.
Honorable panel of members of the panel, good morning. I'm Matet Lozada, representative ng Bunyog Party List or Bunyog National Political Party. What institutional reforms are realistic, enforceable to regulate political dynasties without weakening democratic choice?
Naalala ko yung isang shinare ni na both Justice Ascuna kag Christian Monsod, isa sa mga constitutional framers, na dito sa anti-political dynasty law, binabalanse natin yung sinabi na rin ng ilang panelists na karapatan ng bawat Pilipino, non-dynast man o dynast, to serve in public office. So a private or individual right enshrined in the Bill of Rights ng Konstitusyon. Binabalanse siya nito ngang utos ng Konstitusyon magpasa ng anti-political dynasty law para palawakin yung political space for everyone to take advantage of that opportunity to serve. And if I remember correctly, kahit si Comelec Chair Garcia, nung hearing na yon, sabi niya, kahit yung karapatan na tumakbo at pati nga karapatang bumoto, there are certain situations na may exceptions. So, hindi absolute, or in certain situations, may limitasyon. And we could look at this challenge sa atin, sabi ni Attorney Ortiz, yung challenge na maging hindi lang thunder, but maging lightning together. We can look at this as one situation na balansehin yung isang private, personal right ng isang collective right, lalo na at this point sa history natin.
My name is Shannon Kyle Santaran. I am a private citizen and I'm not affiliated with any organization. First, I understand that the legislative process involves compromises where political interests are at stake. However, if what we want is an anti-dynasty law that will correct the failures of our political system and reinvigorate our democracy, the only way is to ban dynasts up to the fourth degree of consanguinity or affinity. We must recalibrate the system and open it to the many deserving and competent Filipinos who happen not to belong to a political clan. Second, I would like to point out that we have to change our approach to strengthening our democratic institutions. We must begin with electoral reforms. Passing an anti-political dynasty bill like what we are doing today, reforming campaign finance, the party list system, banning epal politicos, and above all, empowering the electorate through civic education and by providing avenues for healthy and fruitful conversations. All this should be done, needless to say, alongside ensuring job security and economic stability.
Thank you, Gid, for your points. Pwedeng mga tema na yun as we refine the bills and consolidate the bills. Of course, Mayor Greg and Vice Mayor Justin will speak to yung request or challenge ninyo as yes, ginawa na ng mga Pasig councilors. Sinabi nila yun nung consultation sa Pasig the other day. Pero your first 2 points are very compelling din, no? So, recalibrating our political system, kag redesigning resilient institutions. And yung sinabi nyong package of electoral and political reforms, they're part of a a whole policy framework na I think binanggit din ni Attorney Suarez kanina na hindi pwedeng one-off anti-political dynasty law lamang, but several, following on yung mga naunang, what were the first electoral reforms, the party list system, automated election system, and others. And importante yung mga binanggit mong kailangan pa nating isunod, including campaign finance reform, again, party list system reform, etc. So very important. And salamat, you also mentioned the economic aspect, no, na dapat mag-enable at saka mag-mirror ng isang society na mas talagang democratic in terms of access to and opportunities for public service.
My name is Angelo Joshua Doriendo from the College of Industrial Technology. My question will be straight to the point. In the 20th Congress of Senate, there are 4 pairs of siblings. There are Cayetanos, Alan, and Pia. There are 2 Tulfos, Erwin and Rafi. There are 2 Estrada Ejercitos, JV and Jinggoy. And the last is the Villars, Mark and Camille Villar. They got the numbers since there are 24 senators. There are 8. They got the 1/3 of the Senate. My question is, how confident are you, Senator, that any form of an anti-political dynasty bill will pass through the minimum 3 readings in order for a bill to be a law in the Senate? And that will be all to point out it does extend not just in elected positions but also in appointed positions. We got a Senator, Gatchalian, who also has a sibling as the DSWD Secretary. We got 2 Remulyas in DOJ and in DILG. The positions of these political families is so entrenched that I don't mean to be a pessimist, but I have little to no confidence that any form of an anti-political dynasty bill will be a law in this 20th Congress. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I must say, I have rarely met a younger person who is less hopeful than me. Pero we're talking naman not about hope eh. Pinakamataas yun. We're talking about optimism and pessimism. I can't say yet na optimistic ako, but definitely I'm not pessimistic sa chances ng isang anti-political dynasty bill in this 20th Congress. I have to confess, as an older person here, I am actually hopeful. Why? Dun sa 8 na dynasts sa Senate, 2 ay authors ng anti-political dynasty bills. Senators JV and Erwin. And sila yung kwento ko sa inyo kanina na nung committee hearing, sabi nila, kahit member ako sa dynasty, gusto kong buksan ang political space sa lahat ng mamamayan. I am also hopeful kay in the House. Yeah, why don't we clap for those chances? We rarely get good chances. Diba? Kahit sa pagsugal, hindi sa pera ha, pagsugal sa ibang mga bagay, we don't always get good odds. But I think the odds in the Senate are good. Sa House, ang chair doon, si Chair Adyong. And nag-communicate kami, kaya we are doing our hearings, even our consultations, parallel. They have 22 bills there. So medyo nag-exchange notes kami ni Chair Adyong. We're both aware na dun sa priority legislative agenda ng executive, number 1 nakalista ang anti-political dynasty bill. So, when have we ever had a conjuncture na may ganitong mga openings? Seryoso ba? Hindi seryoso? Tignan natin. Patotohanin natin silang lahat. And again, as several of our panelists have said, higit pa sa aming mga legislators, higit pa sa executive, the ball is really in the court of the citizens. Lalo na kayong mga organisado, involved, active citizens, lalo na kayong mga kabataan. So let's be the lightning na sinasabi ni Attorney Ortiz, together.
Mayong utog si tanano kag sa aton pinalaga nga Senator Risa Ontiveros. Ako si Uting Eduardo Villanueva. Kaya po ako middle name. Halin ko sa Victoria City. chairman sang Pasel Fisher Folk Association, sektor sa mangisda, kag nangin leader man sang probinsya, Fisher Folk representative since 2010. Kami ante sa kontakat kagapon ng meeting na kami, kag napagwa kami aboard resolution. Nga suportaron ang ini anti-dynasty bill tungod sa mga rason nga ari na niya sa konstitusyon. So kami nga Fisher Folk majority nakasuporta tungod man sang rason nga ang ining aton nga Fishery Law of the Philippines of 1998 nag-start. Nabutang na dira nga every 5 years dapat i-review sang Kongreso. So, hasta subong wala gid natabo. Ang natabo ang aton fishery law nga ang target ani nga makabulig sa aton mangingisda nga magdamo ilakuha para makaplite sa aton sa among kabataan. So, nagbalik pagid. Nagbalik ang pamigado sa aton mangingisda. Hindi lang kay Negros Occidental. No? Sa iban-iban nga probinsya, amo man. So, kami nagpasalamat sa nagaduso, kay Senator Rizal Tiberos, sa pagduso sini, kay doon kay na kami sinigahulat. So, malamogid niya salamat.
Salamat man kag mabuhay sa pakikipaglaban ninyo para sa municipal waters ninyo.
Salamat man Senator Risa nga diri mo gid gin hiwat ini siya nga consultation. Lipay gid kami. Pariho man sa youth, challenge man sa amon paano i-connect ang issue sang political dynasty sa everyday life sang urban poor. I am Joy Harabelo gali, Provincial Coordinator sa Federation of Urban Poor in Negros Occidental. Pero salamat kay Kong Gary, kay sa iya sharing, klaro kung paano i-connect no, ang everyday life, especially ang mga needs ng urban poor in times of emergencies sa sining political dynasty nga issue. Thank you, Kong Gary. I just want to share my thoughts on this issue. No? Dynastic governance had entrenched patronage election and patronage governance, which assimilated benevolently ordinary people into binding themselves, tinatali nila sarili nila, into these dynastic families as dependents had been their kind of governance. So, kasubo lang bala, kaysa tutuod lang, bisan hindi ka pahigtan sang politiko, ang mga pigado, pilit nga ginahigot ang kaugalingon sa mga politiko tungod sang patronage politics and patronage governance. No? Gani dako ang amon nga hope nga mapasar ini siya nga measure given the political landscape at present. No? Kag kung mapasar, kung maipasa itong anti-dynasty law, ang Bacolod City and other LGUs may chance na magkaroon ng congressman, mayor, vice mayor na galing sa sektor. And let me say, I will have a chance to become mayor of Bacolod City. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Minsan, hope is all we have left or yung mga damgo natin, that's all we have left. Kaya hindi lang siya, that's all. It's very valuable. Salamat, Gid. Joy, very nice to see you again po. Even good things like this consultation have to come to an end. Pero, wow ha, mga abiyan from Negros, from Bacolod City, kag from Negros as a whole, damo-damo gid nga salamat for the honesty and the depth of this conversation with our panelists, kag with all the participants na nagpamangkot, nag-share ng inyong puso at isip about this, and all who listen to each other, no? Yung active listening natin sa isa't isa. We all recognize that Negros has long been shaped by strong political families. That's part of our history. No? So yung mga kwentong buhay nating mga individual, similar sa kwentong buhay ng ating mga probinsya, ng ating buong bayan. But we also know that this province has produced reformers, advocates, and leaders who believe that change is possible as our history goes on. And many of them are in this panel, Subong. So, as we have said, several have said, this bill is not against any family. It is about widening democratic space. It is about making sure that leadership is open to even more Negrenses, to even more Filipinos, not just a few names or few families. Sa ulihi, ang pamangkot ko amo ini, are we ready for wider democratic spaces? Are we ready for change? Are we ready to be the lightning for this change? Be the lightning for this space. Ano sabi natin? Yes, we are. We are ready. Ang pagbabago hindi madali, pero posible gid. Upod kamo tanan, with young people, with progressive politicians, with all of us, ordinary citizens. Salamat gid Bacolod. Damo gid nga salamat Negros. Padayon kita.